Hey y'all, welcome back to the Path Illuminated. My name is Kimberly. If you are new here, welcome. If you're returning, thank you for your support. I am shuffling the cards and I'm going to be doing yet another collective reading. More and more I am feeling called to do collective readings and to tap into the collective energy. You know, we are in the age of Aquarius. Pluto moved into Aquarius in November of 2024, and I have said it before and I'll say it again. If you're called to this channel, if you're called to the collective messages in particular, you have been on an evolutionary spiritual path, and you are one of the leaders, right, in this new paradigm as we are shifting, as we are evolving, as things are being exposed, as people are starting to see reality for what it is and trying to figure out how to cope, how to manage, how to find their bearings at this time. So thank you for being here. Let's get going. Thank you, angel spirits and guides. What messages do we have for the collective? This card has actually been coming out quite a bit, Seven of Swords, and I really do love this particular interpretation of the card. It's very graphic, it's very evocative, and Seven of Swords is traditionally a card of strategy, and it's air energy, so it's mental energy, right? And I think a lot of us, including myself, we've been stuck in our heads. We have been really trying to figure out what the F is going on and what do we do about it, right? How do we move forward? How do we navigate? How do we stay in integrity with ourselves, with our values, while navigating the murkiness and the chaos that is the current reality that we're living in? As things are, as timelines are, as institutions are falling apart, how do we find the light, but how do we also provide light to others that are seeking clarity, are seeking guidance, right? While we ourselves are trying to figure out what's next. And what I'm getting through this channel is, you know, where we're going to find our clarity, where we're going to find the best guidance is in the present moment. Now, it's good to plan ahead to a certain degree, but always understand that things are constantly changing and shifting and evolving based on, you know, the decisions that we make, based on the decisions that other people make, and we have no control over other people or things external to us, right? So finding the capacity to stay in the present moment is going to be part of the strategy, but also part of the challenge, because, you know, our egos are very activated at this time, right? Our egos are here to help us survive. And so it's constantly going to be going through these scenarios, maybe worst case scenarios of like, if this happens, then what? If that happens, then what? Now, that's all fine and dandy, but we have to find some grounding, and I'm feeling like that is the guidance, right? And to be the witness as well, right? It's like all of these thoughts, all of these feelings, all of these, you know, scenarios, plans, ideas going through, you know, our psyche, and let's be aware of them, but let's be the witness and not allow our thoughts, our fears, our egos to take us for a ride. Let's stay, right, in control of where we are, and no matter where my thoughts are going, I am here, I'm in my body, I'm in the present moment, and I know that the best way for me to navigate and to make decisions on how to move forward is to stay present, right? We appreciate our egos, we appreciate our intellect, we appreciate all of the strategies that our human is attempting, but the wisdom, the clarity, the guidance is going to be found in the present moment. So let's stay aware of that. Okay, so the next card is the Six of Pentacles, and it's in reverse. I will show it to you upright. The Six of Pentacles often talks about coming into balance financially and otherwise. Things are out of balance financially and otherwise. Yeah. Things have, been working against us as a collective, right? The elites, the institutions, the governments. I've said it before, like they have been playing a game based on the rules that they themselves created, right? And I think what is happening right now on an individual and collective basis is we're starting to realize that things are very inverted, things are very out of balance, and maybe they always have been, but it's becoming really like undeniable. It is undeniable how unjust, how out of balance things are in the 3D reality, right? That good people work hard and still get the short end of the stick. I play by the rules that you have set, and yet I'm not getting the return that I was promised, right? Like I'm doing all of the things that society, that my family, that my friends told me I should do to be successful, to support myself, and yet I'm not seeing those results. So things are very, very out of balance, right? And I've said it before, I'll say it again. These things are happening so that we can see the truth, so that we can be with the reality, right? We don't want to avoid the truth. We want to see it for what it is, because that helps inform us on how to move forward. And then we have the Two of Pentacles also in reverse. This is a card of decisions, decision making. It's very difficult right now to know which way to go. It's not easy to know what decision to make. It's not easy to know how should I, right, spend the money that I have? How should I invest the money that I have? These things are very challenging, and it's not really great to be making decisions from a place of lack, fear, anxiety, worry. You can, again, like I was saying, you can acknowledge those feelings, those thoughts, those emotions, but you can also do your best to ground and to say, like, I don't want to make a knee-jerk decision. I don't want to be reactive. I'm looking at what I do have, the money I do have, the resources I do have, and I want to do something with them, but I'm not trying to be forced, rushed, or pushing myself to make a decision before I'm ready to do that. So I think that that is some advice from the universe. Again, right, we're going to find the data and the information we need and the wisdom that we need by staying in the present moment. But if you don't know what to do now, trust that you don't know what to do for a reason, and ask the universe, ask your guides, ask God, whomever it is that you connect with, to assist you in knowing when to make a decision and how to make it. Let me get one more card here. That one wanted to flip, but it did not. Okay. The Hierophant in reverse. Show it to you upright. Hierophant in reverse. It's a breaking from tradition. It's a breaking out of the constraints, the constructs of what we have traditionally done. I'm also hearing it is letting go of maybe the admiration, the respect that we have had for figures of power. This is really random, but it's something that I saw on TikTok where they were talking about this prophecy about the last pope, and how there are some schools of thought that the Roman Empire never fell. They just transferred their power to the Roman Catholic Church. And my understanding is that the current pope is sick and potentially very ill. Again, these are just things that are coming to me in this channel. And so what I'm really hearing is that this is a dissolution of this old tradition, of this old hierarchical power from top to bottom, where we are looking to those above us. We're no longer going to be looking to those in power, in places of authority, those that have been given certain titles and responsibilities for our guidance, for the confirmation that we need, right? We are learning how to shift that, especially again with this Pluto in Aquarius. We are learning to remove this idea that guidance and power and truth and strength come from outside of us, right? We are fundamentally being asked to identify these old programs within ourselves where we have been conditioned to give our power away and to hold in high regard those that we deem to have authority outside of ourselves. This is a coming back to inner authority and autonomy, right? And figures, leaders are going to continue to fall and to show that they are just as human as we are, and we should not be giving them any sort of respect or more respect than we give ourselves and our own inner guidance, right? Then we have the Knight of Cups also in reverse. And what I'm hearing is be very cognizant when you are emotionally triggered and reactive. Again, just like with the overthinking, with the anxiety, with the fears, you want to not be in a place of being reactive in your decision making. Your thoughts and your feelings are not you, and they are not even necessarily true. They are data. It is information. But you want to be very careful when you're triggered to not just forge ahead and make that reactive decision, say that reactive thing, especially right now. Okay. Mars has just come out of retrograde, but Venus will be going into retrograde in Aries shortly. And then sometime in March, Mercury is going into retrograde. There's going to continue to be a lot of triggers. I know that the astrology of 2025 is bonkers. Okay, so again, learning to be the witness, learning to stay in touch with your thoughts and your feelings, but coming to a place of finding that groundedness so that you are not overwhelmed and reactive and taken over, right, by those triggers is what is going to assist you at this time. Doing the things that you need to do to stay grounded, whether, you know, like before I hopped on here, I did my morning yoga routine, and I've been committed to doing that at least 5 times a week. It's breathing, it's meditation, it's, you know, moving my body. And it assists me. It helps me kind of clear the cobwebs. It helps me exercise the demons. It helps me to ground in my body so that I can tap more into, you know, that witness energy and not be so reactive, right? It helps me come into the present moment. So you have tools, you have things that you can do to assist you in not being controlled by thoughts and feelings and triggers. Okay, so first card out here is the Lovers reversed, card of Gemini. So, you know, a lot of times people are like, oh, the Lovers, it's all about love and romance. No, 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 no. This is about inner alignment between you and your higher self, alignment between you and your guides, alignment between you and your values. So what is happening here with the Lovers reverse is that people, places, and situations that are misaligned with your values, misaligned with your calling in this timeline, those things are going to be exposed, and you are going to be challenged to let go of people, places, and situations that no longer resonate with you, that are a waste of your time and energy. Okay, like just because you've been friends with these people for X amount of years doesn't mean that they're supposed to be part of your inner circle. You can send them love, but it doesn't, you know, like for me, as an example, that may or may not apply to you. Like, you know, I don't really drink alcohol anymore. So, you know, God bless my friends that that's how they have fun. They go out, they go drink, God bless them. That's not what I do. You know, if they want to go to the park, if they want to go to a yoga class, you know, they want to go hiking, I'm down for that. But I'm no longer going to be putting myself in situations that don't resonate with me, that aren't helping me to do the things I want to do that I feel are best for the evolution of my soul, right? So whether it's a job, whether it's a friend, whether it's an actual lover, people, places, and situations that are misaligned with your calling in this life, your soul calling, your purpose, that are misaligned with your values, those are going to start to be exposed, especially I'm hearing during this Venus retrograde. The Venus retrograde period, just like all retrogrades periods, and again, Venus retrograde, then Mercury retrograde, is a time to go within and to reflect, right? And to reevaluate what our values are in love, in relationships, in our working world, in how we make money, our ideas of abundance, of success, of love, right? This is a time of reevaluation, right? And also taking accountability for the things, the people, the situations that we allow in our life. And I just got way too many freaking cards. All right, Spirit. Whoa. Okay, so Hangman, card of Pisces, this is a time to, again, take a step back, especially as we're moving into the retrograde period, to take a different perspective, to look at things differently, to reevaluate. Also, taking some time to, right, nurse our wounds, to take care of ourselves. I don't know about you, but I have been so exhausted mentally, emotionally, physically, right? Like taking the time that you need. Like I get very overstimulated, right? Like the amount of data that we're taking in is intense, right? And again, in order for us to stay grounded, to be the witness, we have to take a step back. We have to take a step out, right? We have to take some time in nature, take time to reflect, clear our minds, allow spirit to bring us the insights, the wisdom that maybe we have not had access to, right? Like taking a step back before making a decision, taking a step back before having a conversation, taking some time for yourself before you engage in whatever it is you need to engage in will give you the time and, the space to take a bit different perspective, right? Like I just heard sleep on it. Sleep on it. I've been doing that a lot. I take in information and I'm giving my spirit and my mind a few days to really process the information that I am taking in and obtaining, instead of being like knee-jerk reaction of I need to make a decision, I need to have a reaction. I need some time to process, right? There's so much information that I am taking in. I need to give my spirit the time to really process so that I can look at it from all perspectives and not just be so pigeonholed into one way of thinking and doing things, right? So this retrograde period is, even though it's going to be challenging on a lot of different levels, it's important to see this as an opportunity and a gift to go within and to reevaluate the perspective, and if that's the energy we want to be in, right? 10 of Wands, what was I talking about, right? We are exhausted, right? We are burnt out. We are overstimulated. The information is nonstop. There's psychological warfare going on, right? They want us to be overstimulated and overwhelmed and exhausted, right? So like acknowledge that. You do not need to be superhuman. You don't need to keep going when you're tired. What you need to do is to give yourself credit for how much you've been doing, right? Give yourself an acknowledgement that, like, you know what, I've been going nonstop for months and I am tired. And maybe that exhaustion, maybe that overstimulation is stopping me from assessing things again in the right way, and I need to take a step back, Hangman, so that I can take a different perspective. And also, it's okay if I'm tired, right? But we're coming to the end of this cycle, right? And we want to do things differently. If we want to do things differently, let's identify and give ourselves credit for how much we've already done and reassess how we want to move forward at this time, right? As a collective. If the messages are resonating for y'all, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know how you're doing. How are you taking care of yourself? How are you grounding yourself? Okay, one more card. All right. So we have the Hermit, card of Virgo. Again, an energy of going within, seeking solace within your spiritual practices. Maybe being scarce, maybe not being so accessible to people in your life that are used to you always being around, because there's some deep spiritual work to be doing. There's a deep reflection that is coming. There is wisdom that you are going to find going within, going deeper with your meditations, journaling, right? Seeking wisdom from God, from your angels, from your guides, from your ancestors, from the universe, right? And again, I continue to get this preparation for what is next, right? So I feel like there's been a lot of activity, a lot of overstimulation, and as we move into the retrograde, things are going to energetically start to slow down, and that's going to be frustrating for our humans, but for our souls, for our spirits, for our minds, this is the time that we need, right? So when things slow down, take that as an opportunity to go within, to go deeper, to give yourself a beat, to prepare. How do I want to move forward? I know that there is a journey that is coming. I know that there is a shift coming. Am I ready for that? Do I have the things I need? Right? Am I looking at things the right way? Asking spirit, asking your guides to help you at this time. Queen of Wands reverse. So what I was getting initially for this is like, you're going to be scarce. People are going to wonder where you are. Maybe you've been kind of out and about and very, very visible the last few months, and people are going to wonder where you are, and they're going to miss your energy. That's what I'm hearing. Be cognizant of people that when you go missing, they start looking for you. Ask yourself, what do they want? What is their intention? Sometimes people don't actually know that they are energy vampires, y'all. It's just that they are so used to siphoning energy from other people to feel good about themselves that they don't even know better. So you having boundaries is going to be inherently important in this next phase, because you only have so much time, you only have so much energy, and you are not here to save anyone. Right? You're here to heal yourself. You're here to guide yourself. You're here to save yourself and to be an example to other people. But we each individually have to do our own work, right? And having boundaries is part of you setting the example, right? So you're going to be scarce and people are going to wonder where you are, but you have to do this for yourself. You have to keep your energy for yourself at this time, because again, there is preparation for what's next, whatever that happens to be. And I'm feeling very deeply that this retrograde period is a time for us to go within, to reassess, to reestablish any routines that we need in our spiritual practices that are going to help us in being in the moment and obtaining the wisdom that we need to gain the wisdom on what decisions we need to make for ourselves, for our families, for our loved ones. All right. So I hope the messages resonated for y'all. I'm going to close this out with a card or two from this new deck that I got. It's called the Seed and Sickle. It's a pretty interesting deck. Let's just see what final messages. All right, we got two. And it's also interesting because there's two different books. One is like the Dawn Guidebook and one is the Dusk Guidebook. I'm feeling called to the Dusk Guidebook. So we have three cards. We have the Crocus, which is a sword. So I'm getting downloads, insights, information. Then we have Strawberry, growth, expansion. And then we have the Apple, which I'm feeling like lots of wisdom. So let's see what these cards have to say, y'all. Again, this is a new deck, so I'm kind of excited as I'm getting to know these cool cards. The art is super interesting. If you're still here, thanks for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I know it's a little bit longer, but all right. Speaking up for yourself can be one of the hardest things to do, particularly if you don't feel as though your opinion is worth being heard. But being assertive doesn't mean coming across as aggressive. You're simply letting people know what your needs are. Now is the perfect time to speak up about something that's weighing on you. You may be surprised by how it sets things on the path to change. Having boundaries, speaking those boundaries, being clear with people about what you are, what you're capable of doing for them. Like I've been having a lot of these conversations. These are my boundaries. This is what I can do for you, and letting people show themselves, right? People who are meant to be in your life are going to respect you for communicating your boundaries, and people who can't respect it probably shouldn't be in your life. All right, Strawberry. Like the strawberry plant, its stems bent low with sweet, bountiful fruit. You are experiencing an abundance in your life right now. You are rich in your emotional capacity, your material gains, and spiritual learning. You have earned every bit of reward that is coming to you now that you are near the end of your journey. Be generous with this wealth and provide support to others who are not yet reaping their harvest. This will be returned to you one day threefold. So what I'm getting with the strawberry is you've blossomed in your spiritual awakening and your spiritual gifts, And again, like I was saying, you being the example, you being in alignment, you speaking your truth, you speaking your boundaries is extremely important for people right now. They need to learn from you. They need to see you as the example. Apple, everything has an ending, whether it's today or 100 years from now. Nothing can stay as it is, and that doesn't have to be a bad thing. We naturally shy away from death and change, but don't forget that this too is in nature's plan. Something in your life needs closure. Come to terms with it, embrace it, and know that in its ending, something new and beautiful will soon emerge. Individually and collectively, many of us are going through endings. We are learning to speak our truth, speak our boundaries. We are learning to be in leadership in the sense of like, I've been doing this work, I've evolved. This is how I'm going to show up, right? This is who I am. And the way that things have been is not the way that they're going to be, right? So we are preparing for all of these things. And, stay with your spiritual practices, surround yourself with aligned people, protect yourself, stay in the moment. Don't allow your overwhelm to put you in a reactive place, okay? Continue to seek guidance from your angels, your ancestors, your guides, God. We're going to get through this together. Sending y'all lots of love, and I'll see you next time. Bye.